In today's video, we're going to be reacting to the latest strange and more questionable clips that I could find on TikTok. Let's get into it.
This is everything that just happened today that you're not going to see elsewhere. We know smoking is definitely not good for you, but it just got 1,000 times worse. They have now come out with new studies saying that even just 2 cigarettes a day is basically going to shorten your life a lot. Fans are really not happy with what they just did in The Simpsons after they literally killed off pretty much the main character. I'll go back to that in a minute. In the US though, it looks like it is happening. The files are actually going to be released after a load of debates and fights happening. This is going to be a very interesting time, so I will keep you posted on everything here. Yes, I'm just as shocked as you are, but apparently there's new cures for diseases in space. What? Sorry mate. Say that again? Some companies are now considering making orbiting laboratories in space to find these cures and use them. So soon it might be like, oh, go to the doctors, mate. Yep, just going to pop up to space for an hour. You probably know Stephen Hawkins had motor neurons disease, and they're saying that the cure for this could be in space. How? I don't know. But they basically said space can accelerate certain parts of the human body, so I guess it kind of does make sense. And yet, The Simpsons, they killed off Marge Simpson. That's a bold choice. I haven't seen this for ages, so when I saw this, I was just like, okay.
I have had way too many people in my life go from smoking cigarettes that it just does not seem worth it to me. So you don't need to tell me that 2 cigarettes a day can take your life away. And when it comes to these Epstein files, I'm still very interested as to what it's got to say and show, or what they're going to talk about, but my belief in it's going to be very little, because I have a feeling it's been altered and redacted so heavily that it's just going to be better left unknown than known. And I definitely hope that that's not the case. I hope that people do get exposed and people get taken down for their wrongdoings, and that the victims can get justice out of it. And they didn't really kill off Marge Simpson per se. It was one of those jump to the future videos where Bart and Lisa were much older and Marge passed away. A lot of people are really blowing that one out of proportion.
It's a man on here that's saying that he's stuck in the year 2027. So this man named Javier has people convinced that he is living in the year 2027. He's documenting everything that he does with nobody around. So what happened is, he's saying that he woke up in a bed by himself in the year 2027. And I know you're saying, woke up in a bed by himself. 2027, he had COVID in 2021. He was in a hospital. He woke up in a bed by himself in 2027. Mind you, if you jump down that rabbit hole and you look at them videos, you will see that everything adds up. This man is in a city by himself. This man is everywhere by himself. He is in places that you cannot be by yourself. He was in Times Square. Empty. This man is all over the world. Empty. Nobody but him. Now I say to myself, how is that impossible? Mind you, listen, Hollywood studios can't even clear shit out without a permit. How is he doing it? The first thing people do when they don't understand shit, they say, it's AI. But check this shit out. So before AI was clicking, he was doing this. He's been on this app for a minute by himself, saying that he was by himself in 2027. Mind you, this man is answering comments on TikTok. He's answering comments on other social media platforms. And people continuously ask him, well, how you got a internet connection? And you're like, yo, I'm guessing that 2021, 2027 has some sort of connection. He don't even know that it's 2025 right now. Basically, he's saying the whole world is empty and there's nobody in 2027 but him.
Well, if this guy's in 2027 and there's no one around, how do you go from New York City to London if you're the only person around? Maybe he's operating a boat, or maybe even a plane. Looking at some of these videos, they do kind of look AI, but I cannot completely confirm it. I personally believe that this is just a hoax and heavily utilizing AI to help with it. Let me know what you believe.
A hunter in Adair County, Kentucky captured something on his trail cam footage that is absolutely terrifying. He said he was reviewing his photos from his trail cam for deer season, and in 2 photos, he captured something really strange. In this first one, you see a doe, but you also see this thing in the background. Now, this photo and the next photo was taken within seconds of each other, and these are the only 2 photos of this thing, mind you. Here's one leg of the creature, there's another in front of this tree, and then there it is again standing in the middle of these 2 trees. He said you couldn't see anything else from whatever this is, but whatever it is, it's huge. Look at it compared to this deer. And it's further away. I tried to brighten it and zoom in so you could see it better. What do you think this is? And have you ever seen anything like this before? I know one thing, if I saw this on my trail cams, I would not be out in these woods at nighttime. Because what is that big in the woods of Kentucky? I'd love to know.
In the second photo, it looks like that deer even notices it. If this is real, I have no clue what that could be. It kind of looked like in the first photo it had the body of an ostrich, but that would be a very large ostrich. It could also be very fake. Let me know your best guess in the comments. Hey, if you haven't done so already and you're enjoying the show, give it a like. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe. I upload a video like this every Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. And for everyone that's watching and or subscribed, thank you so much for supporting the channel. Also, if there's any clips out there that you would like for me to react to, please share them to my Discord. A link is in the description.
The following video comes from a woman named Anna Reyes. Her and her family were out camping when they noticed something weird, something that appeared to be watching them from behind a tree. And whatever it was tiny and humanoid, and they have no idea what it could have been. People are saying a duende, some are saying a goblin or a troll. But whatever it is, truly looks spooky, and I don't know if I would have stayed there. Take a look at this. Comment below. Tell me what you think.
Como un globo, ¿no? No, pero como un globo. Mira, Nael. Mira. ¿Le aviento un pedazo de chorizo? Mira. Mira.
No, si es como un globo. A ver, vamos, hay que bajar. A ver, si no te sabes, no, Edgar, si se ve como raro. Por cambiar de...
Mira, es un perro, ¿no? ¿Qué?
Dang, it must be hide behind trees in the dark day, because it seems like that's what the videos are all about today. Really, I have no clue what that could be. If I had to take a guess, maybe an owl, a bird of some sort, not sure otherwise.
Deep in Priest Lake, Idaho's wilderness on Halloween of 2025, a lone hiker stumbled upon something terrifying. He was just out there hiking, something he would do often. Usually he would go on these hikes and nothing worth noting would happen. The craziest sights would just be some local wildlife, but this hike he would never forget.
I'm sorry, I could not help myself. That one was way too hard to keep a straight face on. And then reading the comments on top of that, oof. That's obviously a fake video. One that's made with Sora too at that. Just the fact that he's trying to pass it off as being real. And then the comments in here, one says, looks real. Another one says, 100% authentic. Comment here saying it's actually quite convincing. The arms are too long for it to be human. Whew, I needed that laugh. That was a good one. I really should have saved this for the try not to laugh challenge. I had no idea. Maybe I'm the crazy one. Let me know. Was that real looking to you?
I just told y'all the fake alien invasion was coming. NASA accidentally showed a real UFO, then cut the footage immediately. But it's a lot crazier than that. You'll see it in just a second. So they actually went and posted this right here on Twitter. Like, hey, we're doing a special live event. Come watch it with us, everybody. It's kind of like they want everybody to be paying attention to this, right? At the same time, we have 3-Eye Atlas and all that stupid stuff going on. Then they pop out with this right here. So you can watch it move from this side of the screen to this side of the screen. And something in the middle of the screen blocks it. So I don't know what's going on with that. But it's specifically there for you to see. And of course, it looks much like this pattern. Remember, this is in deep outer space. At least they want us to believe that. So why were they trying to get everyone to watch this live feed? So this can happen. What are the 0.000000000 to the 10th power? Yeah, about that, right? And it's also odd, we just had that James guy that disappeared after he found the UFO in the desert. He came back, he mixed up the story too much, so he had to come clean. But that story was viral right before this, as 3-Eye Atlas. We're about to see some things, and specifically, holograms, fallen angels, demons, and flesh suits with demons in them. You know the Bible is living parallel, right? Men's hearts will fail them, for what comes upon the earth comes upon the earth. Bye.
I would really like to know what that was in space. To me, it looked like 3 individual pieces on fire, but when it reached the center of the screen, it disappeared. What was up with that? And as far as that guy with that artifact that passed out or had a seizure, I do have that follow-up video of him explaining that it was a hoax. So let's go ahead and watch that.
Hey guys, it's Jimmy here. I hope you enjoyed the latest film we made. It's kind of like Blair Witch Project stuff, found footage, but we did have to end it because a lot of you people on Reddit like to be sleuths online, which is good. But, like, showing up to people's workplaces can get a little sketchy, so with law enforcement being involved in all of this, I'm gonna have to end it and come clean with you guys. But yes, it was all a hoax. Completely a hoax from the start. I got 20,000 people to believe me, possibly more. A bunch of YouTubes make a channel on me, which I think will go down in history as something pretty funny, which is what I enjoy doing, making people laugh. But, sorry for having the internet scared for those few days of me potentially dying. But it didn't happen. I wasn't dead. A lot of people thought, they just came to the conclusion that I died, but that's their problem, I guess. I'm happy to entertain you for those few days, for the few months that we've been going on with this stuff. But yes, I did in fact make that thing. Yeah, it's been fun. I wish I could have kept going longer, but I can't because for obvious reasons, but yeah. I guess that's about it.
I kinda figured that he was going to make a video like this. Even though he's admitting that it was a hoax, there's still a level of mystery behind it that could potentially lead to it being a government telling him to say that it was a hoax. Now, I do personally believe that it's a hoax, but I have a feeling that's how his content's going to progress further, is there's going to be subtle hints that he's being forced to stay silent or to say that this was a hoax. That's my guess. And don't get me wrong, I actually enjoy this kind of content. It's almost like a movie or a TV series. You watch the first episode, you get hooked, and then you just progressively want to see what happens. The only problem with this is this guy's giving the appearance that this is real. At least if you make content like this, put a disclaimer up that it's fake or that it's a work of fiction. Even if you have to do it very subtle so that it's not a slap in your face, that way you can at least go back and say, hey, I have this here. Because this is just basically spreading misinformation and causing panic in some people for your own health. And sure, that could still be a thing even if you had that disclaimer, but at least that's there so that people can go back and say, okay, at least there was one. You got me. So far, we've had symbiotic ooze and metal baseball bat. I wonder what the next big item's gonna be that someone tries to claim is an odd anomaly.
People are freaking out after realizing that this could seriously harm you. I am sure every single one of you has or has used a neck pillow before. If you go on a long flight or a train journey, you definitely got one with you. But there's a couple of things with these. They're actually very dangerous and you're all doing it the wrong way. Apparently, according to some researchers and doctors, wearing a neck pillow can actually cause long-term nerve damage to your spine. Great. Here's where it gets interesting. Having the big lumpy bit at the back, which we all do for comfort, actually compresses the nerves in your neck and reduces blood flow, which can lead to headaches, dizziness, and tingly fingers, which may be the reason sometimes if you're sleeping on a plane with a neck pillow on, you then wake up with a headache. There is a way that's safer though, but apparently 70% of travellers do not do this, even though it is the actual way. You probably have your neck pillow like this, with the buttons or the opening at the front, but it's not meant to be like that. You're actually meant to have it this way with the big bit at the front and the open bit at the back so it doesn't compress the nerves in your neck. You're then going to get a far better sleep and it's also a lot more safe.
Hey, the more you know. I haven't used a neck pillow in a while, but I'll keep this in mind.
There are fake towns set up to fool you. Watch this.
Now I'm about to show y'all exactly how NPCs work, right? Here I walk, right?
Okay.
Now mind you, Wawa got two sides. So on this side you see all these cars, right? All these cars. I'm gonna turn around so you can see all these cars.
But
right?
where are
All
the
these
people?
cars everywhere. I'm gonna show y'all how NPCs work. And y'all don't think this stuff is for real, bro. There's like 50 million cars out here, right?
Yeah.
Now there's another side of the Wawa as well that you can park all packed. All packed, bro.
Watch this.
Everything is packed out here. I'm about to show you. I'm about to show you exactly versus how many people. Hold on, let me see. Which lot I'm at? I'm about to show you. Y'all see all this traffic? And
Yeah, lots of cars, plenty of cars. Watch this.
Look at this.
You go inside. Where is everybody? See, like one or two people. Where is everybody? There's no way.
Do y'all see this?
Somebody explain this to me, because it makes zero sense.
Do y'all see this?
Math is not mathing. This is a simulation, y'all. Stay weird.
That's got to be quite the experience being one of the people witnessing her filming and running around saying people are NPCs and that things are weird. That would probably make them think that she's an NPC. And who knows, maybe people are parked in that parking lot because there's a shopping plaza across the road or behind the Wawa that we can't see. That would be my guess.
I'll come back at the end.
See something in the sky, yo. I'm telling you. Hold on. Yo, check this out. No BS, man. This is right here in the middle of the road. Like, I'm driving down the road here. Look, this is my car right here. No BS, yo. No BS. This thing is in the road, in the sky right there, in front of me. I'm on the road going to Somerville like the... This thing turning. What the f is going on? Yo, it's a pyramid. No a car coming down the road. Hold on. A car looking too. Hold on. The car probably see it too. No BS, yo. That thing is in the sky. Look, y'all. I want to know if the car see it. Put on my blinker lights. Is this thing turning? Listen, I'm telling y'all. I'm in my car now. I got on my blinker lights. I want to know if that car see it. Or that car probably don't know what's going on. This thing is right there. Am I tripping and I'm the only one seeing this thing? Hold on. I got my blinkers on. Hold on. Listen, am I the only one seeing this thing? Hold on. Look. That thing is, hold on, how could I zoom in? Let's see what it is. Yo, that's an object. That's something, yo. No BS. Oh, that shit right. Oh, 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 oh. Yo, what the f? Oh, this is
What the f happened to that man? What happened to that man? Excuse me. Listen, first he says, let me see if I can zoom in, right? He zooms in, he gets a really good, like, zoom in, but you can't really see nothing but the lights, right? Boom. Oh, shit. Then I hear a car take off. Then I hear a car zoom off. What? Was he almost hit by a car? Was he abducted?
It definitely seemed like an authentic video. Now, the channel that she got this video from is not the original poster, so there's no follow-up video, just to see if the guy reposted or said anything about it. I am curious as to what that could have been. It did look like it formed a triangular shape, but it also looked like individual little orbs as well. Really interesting video. Let me know what you guys think about this one.
Massive news for the unemployed gamers. GameStop have just announced their first ever trade-in anything day, where you don't need money, you simply need to trade in any personal belongings and they will give you back store credits. How does this not end in catastrophe? Now, the company has always had a trade-in system for old games and consoles, but on the 6th of December, if it can fit into a box of this size, they'll take anything. Or maybe not quite everything, because there's a couple of very specific items that they won't take, including ammos, weapons, dead or alive animals, however, taxidermied animals are okay, drugs, sexual and explicit items, hazardous waste, I think you get the point. Now, what GameStop is going to be doing with all of these random items, or how they will value these items, is completely unknown.
What in the world is GameStop doing? Are they becoming like a thrift store or something? I mean, hey, if you have a bunch of junk just laying around, that's a good way to get store credit, I guess. I'm just really curious as to what are they going to do with all that stuff? I mean, I guess if they're not giving actual cash in just store credit, they could be donating it to people in need, and that would be a good thing. I would have never expected to hear this kind of news.
All right, quick update. NASA just held their live stream about 3i Atlas. Here's the highlights. I'm going to show you the images, and I'm going to give you my take on the whole thing. So they opened by immediately shutting down all the hype, the speculation, rumors. Straight out of the gate, they said, this is a comet. There's no mystery, just a standard classification of a comet. They did say that their teams were still quietly tracking 3i Atlas through the whole government shutdown. So, they've been collecting data nonstop, basically. They then showed some images. And they showed it from multiple spacecraft. So they started with the Psyche spacecraft. They then showed an image from the Lucy. And the Maven was next. And then they also showed something from the SOHO missions. NASA has launched a dedicated 3i Atlas page with a whole bunch of imagery up there. So I'll link it down below so that you can dig through it yourself and check it out. Now, they did emphasize that they're still going through tons of data. So they said there's going to be more images, more analysis, and more detailed information that will be released in the near future. Look, overall, though, it was underwhelming. It was interesting to some degree, but nothing mind-blowing. No big surprises, no dramatic reveals. Very conservative overall. Did you watch it yourself? Do you feel like they answered your questions at all? Or do you think NASA is still holding back?
When NASA gives us images like the Pillars of Creation, and they say, hey, we have images of 3i Atlas, I kind of expect pretty amazing looking photos from a multi-billion-dollar organization. But hey, at least they confirmed that it was a comet.
Squirrels are migrating and it's nuts! The Great Squirrel Migration of 1960-something. My best friend is from Niceville, said that there was this guy growing up that he was fishing and saw like 100,000 squirrels like running down the beach. And he was like, we always made fun of him. And I was like, no, dude, that was real. My dad saw the same thing.
67, there was a huge crop. The next year at like famine, there was no crop. And so everything just went looking for food. But apparently it was like a crazy roadkill phenomenon.
Crazy. And my dad is not the kind of person to ever over embellish. And he was like, dude, I was sitting in a tree stand.
Also, how do you lie
and I heard
about
this
that?
just like noise. And he's like, I looked up and here comes like probably 50,000 squirrels. And he said they came through like in a wave. In 10 minutes, they were just gone.
No one would believe you. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Dude, how scary would that be? If you're on the beach, you saw 100,000 squirrels. And you're so, like, the sound of it creeping up, you're like, what is that noise? That's insane. Dude, what if they all join together like an actual squirrel? Like they build like a 1,000-foot
Yeah, maybe that is Bigfoot, actually. It's just it's a bunch of squirrels together.
Yeah.
That's less like wildlife and more like a Black Friday sale at the Acorn Depot. I've never really been afraid of a squirrel before, but being around 10,000 of them would probably be pretty nerve-wracking.
A new one-off lipid-lowering gene therapy had success in a world's first human trial. This is absolutely wild to me because most word on here is in theory, in practice, and thought experiment in a lab. This was in a human trial, and it's a one-off as in a one-time treatment gene therapy to significantly reduce your cholesterol. As many of you may know, cholesterol is a leading cause of heart disease around the world. It's the cause of most heart failures. And if you get this high LDL cholesterol, that's bad for you because it clogs up your veins, just like the little image here. Well, scientists identified that there is a protein, ANGPTL3. It's a gene in a fat liver braking system, which essentially tells the body to slow the clearance of fats such as LDL cholesterol and triglycerides into the blood. So some people born with a mutation that turns this brake off leads to their lipid levels being abnormally high, or people that have other lipid type diseases. Well, what's fascinating is they did a human trial and used literally just CRISPR, just a regular old CRISPR gene edit, which is kind of an old technology now, and modifying the ANGPTL3 gene, thus inhibiting the enzyme that changes how it absorbs along the cell walls, and we're skipping a lot of this. but it effectively reduces the amount of LDL cholesterol and triglycerides in the blood. When it comes to treatment, they tried this on 15 humans, and their results were such that after 60 days, there was a drop of about 50% and about 55 of LDL and about 55% in triglycerides. Across the full phase 1 trial, later data showed that peak reductions of around 80% or more in LDL and triglycerides were achievable at higher doses. Effects lasted for about 60 days, which was the length of this trial, and it's showing tremendous success. One of the things to be worried about, though, is the irreversibility aspect of the treatment. Once this gene has been switched off, it can't be switched back on, at least not yet. So as far as long-term safety and effectiveness, we don't really know. But this is an amazing step on the way to possibly curing high cholesterol forever.
If my Uncle Don was still around, he would be about this. That man, he passed away due to a heart attack because of high cholesterol. I am not joking when I say this. He was a farmer and he did live up to be 75, but he loved bacon grease. He ate everything with bacon grease. He even put bacon grease in his black coffee. I kid you not. If he ever made pancakes, he lathered it with bacon grease. He would have been a prime specimen for this subject. Rest in peace to Uncle Don. Alright guys, I'm going to go ahead and end today's video. As always, I want to thank you guys for watching these clips with me. If today's your birthday, happy birthday, and if not, have a good day anyways.